what's an example? Like you've worked with lawyers for years. So
Yes.
what would be an
Yes.
example of, and you don't have to give a name unless you want to, but like a lawyer
Right.
that you worked with that had essentially no story or no S, right? Capital S.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now that lawyer has the capital S and is using and utilizing that story on the website, LinkedIn, talking,
Right.
presenting the way clients, perceive or believe in that individual. Do you have
Mhm.
a one that just stands out?
Yeah, we're in the midst of working with a firm right now. So in the United States, and I know a lot of your audience is in the United States, you can go to pretty much any major city, and the legal field, business litigation is going to look like this. There's going to be 3 or 4 well-known national brand names that have a presence in the city, probably. Not always the same, but out of the top 10 firms, 3 or 4 of them will be there. And then there's going to be this huge chunk of mid-sized law firms, maybe 50 to 100 lawyers, and their websites all say the same dang thing. They practice in the same areas. It's impossible to tell them apart. Those are the kinds of firms that we typically work with because they really do have a story. They just don't know it yet. The firm that we're in the process of working with right now, 100-year-old firm, 75 attorneys, focused on the areas of law I just described. When we started working with them, Steve, they said, look, our best business is working with inside counsel, general counsel, and C-suite leadership on legal matters that they've never dealt with before. When they get a legal matter where they say to themselves, uh-oh, we've never dealt with this before, what are we going to do? They want to be the first call.
Right
This
on.
firm wants to be the first call. So we went through our process that's described in the book, and we identified an archetype that we called legal pathfinder. Because, if you're a business law client and you come across a legal problem you've never dealt with before, you don't want to step on the landmines. So you want to work with somebody who's been there before and done that before. So that is the archetypal story that we're working with for them.
And then does the imagery on their website and the way that they talk,
Right.
their infomercials, everything
Right.
then has to
That
align
is,
with
that's the
legal
plan.
pathfinder. They
Yes.
can't go in halfway.
Right. And that is so true. And, Steve, you discussed this in your most recent book, Legal Business Development. I'm in the midst of working on a talk right now where I've got the about description from 3 different law firms. And I'm going to challenge the audience to pick the law firms. They can't.
That's great.
It's, just.
How are these different? They're not.
They're not. It's, and not only are they not different, they also don't say what any one of these 3 firms does.
Yeah.
It's impossible to tell. So, to your point, once you know what your story is as a firm or as an individual practitioner, that needs to infuse your marketing and business development. That's how people are going to remember you.
Well, this is a shift because I think in the old days, and by old days, I mean 10 years ago,
Right.
20 years ago, it was just about professionalism. Can we look
Yes.
on our website professional? Can we show that we're dressed up and we're standing in front of buildings and we look like we can handle whatever's coming our way? And now that's sort of outdated and antiquated. So we want to move to what's going to stand out, what's going to make
Yes.
it unique, what's going to give someone a feeling about it. That's going to drive their belief maybe in
Yes.
that we're great, not just the visual of, 3 white guys in front of a tall building.